our next sort of fireside chat, as it were, that I'm going to have now with Farrell Hsu, who is the Managing Director of Chery UK, and you will need no introduction to Chery UK and to its potential importance here. So I'm going to ask Farrell to come up, and we're going to have a talk for a quarter of an hour or so. Farrell, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Justin.
Have a seat now. And I suppose the first question is just to sort of introduce us to the decision that you made to come in the first place, that the company made.
Okay, so let me start to do my self-introduction, I think. So I'm Farrell, I'm currently the Managing Director for Chery UK. So from the Chery International Group. So we started our business 2 years ago in 2024, starting from introduce our first brand, modern J-Cool, in 2024. And then January 2025, we launched the J-Cool with the J-Cool 7. Now it is, I think, one of the top sales cars in the UK. And last September, so our group decided to introduce our parent brand, Chery brand, to come to the UK market. And I'm now leading this Chery brand team independently under the Chery International team. So we invested deeply, started from 2 years ago from trading cars at the start. We invested deeply with many UK-based colleagues, like our the marketing team, the product team, the sales team, service team. And then we hope that this can bring the best customer experience to the UK as well. And then based on these investments in the past several years, we also have achieved a lot of good achievements. So I think, as for example, in the past 9 months for Chery brand, we have also achieved the best value brand from Auto Trader 2 weeks ago. And also the Tiggo 8 is one of the best 7-seater sales cars in the UK as well. And in the April, so among all the brands, including modern J-Cool, we have achieved 6.7% market share in total in the UK, the very quick 20 months development.
Well, that's the thing. You've gone from zero to people really noticing the brands, haven't they? And particularly J-Cool. I'm a rugby fan. I watch TNT Sport. Other channels are available. And I mean, for me, it's almost the only car I ever see mentioned, because you sponsor, I think, some of the programs. So when you do that, what was your thinking specifically about the attraction of this market?
Yes, I met someone outside the building to ask him the question. You think the technologies drive the market, or the market drives the technologies? So I think the first thing, the most important thing, is the features, the technologies itself we bring to the customer, so they can experience from it. I was oil engineer for many years ago. So we are so Chery Group. We are also engineering company. You know, our founder, Chairman Mr. Yin, he was also engineer. Yeah. So I think we heavily pursued to provide to develop the toppest or best technologies alongside the vehicles manufacturers. So as many customers' feedback till now is that they really like our very fancy, intelligent cabin of the cars, and also this the super hybrid we also introduced to the UK market. So the feedback from the market is really good, very positive, and I think this is also the key that we promote to the market, and also to meet the demand of the customers.
Yeah, but you could see that demand here, that pent-up demand for what you were able to provide at the price that you could provide.
Sure, I think the price is one thing. More importantly, I think these technologies. Yeah. As you can see, our conversion rate from the test drive to orders is more than 50%. I think more importantly is because the customer, when they test drive the car, they feel like the features, the touch of the interior, everything, they feel, oh, this is awesome. and then that's why we have this high conversion rate.
When it comes to the future, the longer-term future, again, I was talking to people outside or at lunch, and one of the suggestions that was made as a question that I should ask you, and I think it's a fascinating one, isn't it, is whether Chery and indeed other companies could become like the Japanese auto industry was to the UK in the 1990s. In other words, it becomes a sort of local success story.
Yeah, as I mentioned, so for the localization, the first step for us is we invested a lot of our colleagues. So our whole team is UK, totally UK team. And also the trading cars is not the end of the business, it's just the beginning of the business. And I think many of you also have known about that. We have signed an MOU with Nissan last month. And then we are trying to develop some opportunities in the UK to utilize the UK industries, as Andrew mentioned, which we are seeking that opportunity now with Nissan.
Right, and you see that potentially being a big deal for you, something that really could change the way. So at the moment you're sort of thought of as a company from China that has come here. Can you see yourself in the same way that Japanese automakers did all those years ago, just becoming essentially British?
Yes, so we have a slogan from our Chery group is that in somewhere, for somewhere, and be somewhere. So, and I think this I think this is also the key. We are developing our UK team as well to try to meet on our chairman's slogan. And that's right. And also we see also the UK market is really, really good and also competitive market with a lot of junior engineers and also the legacy of the whole industry, like the supply chain management. This all, I think there is a lot of great opportunities that we can develop in the future.
A lot of great opportunities, but we also hear about big challenges too. What's your thinking about the extent to which we were talking earlier on about rules of origin and the European Union, et cetera, et cetera? What's your feeling about all of that?
I think currently this currently for our current business, so I'm not so deeply involved of this. We just start our discussion with Nissan. I think that we will always find a solution by the end to make the win-win deal and win-win business for the both parties, all the parties among the business.
Yeah. What do you say about customer demand? And we've had a lot of discussion about the ZEV mandate and all the rest of it, and the extent to which there is demand and the extent to which the demand has to be created, and whether it comes from, for instance, an infrastructure coming first, et cetera. What's your company's view about EV demand now and in the future?
I think the electrified vehicles will be the future. But the problem is that how long will it happen? It's in 1 year or in 10 years or in 100 years. So, but definitely, we think that the electrification is the trend. And what we can do for as a Chery group and the Chery team is that we try our best to provide all the products on the shelf. Like we provide multiple powertrains, including the electrical vehicle, and also the super hybrid system, and also the combustion engines. So we provide everything, so currently to meet the different demands of the customers. But we get prepared for the future.
What drives it, though? I suppose that's my question. What do you think drives the future? What drives demand?
As I told you, the first question I communicated with someone outside. So technologies drive the demand, or demand drives the technologies. So it's difficult to say sometimes, right? So we are an engineering company. We'll say that. So we think that's technologies, and then we trying to develop the new technologies all the time. But at the same time, that is we also need and respect the customer's experience. So that's why I asked all of my team in the UK to visit the dealers, to talk to the customers, to see what their feedback, and to try to sell some cars. And then they will know that, okay, that is what the real customers need, and we can improve our technologies accordingly. So it's something like together, developed together.
But added to an infrastructure that needs to be there, because that's the conversation endlessly when we talk about EVs. It's whether the infrastructure and the various government things that need to be done for the infrastructure to be there, that actually is the key to the thing that drives it.
I think this same thing like this together. I think it goes together. And as an automobile company, so we are always willing to support the government, like to develop the new technologies to the market, and also the new EV cars to the market, together with the infrastructure build. I think it's something like that. If we have more demand, it will always ultimately have more supply.
Tell us about your customers. You mentioned your customers. Tell us about what they tell you they want and how you sort of build for the future, and presumably hope that they become repeat customers. Tell us about your typical customer.
Okay, I think it's from Chery brand. I think we are targeting the family customers. So I've met a customer last week and who has 3 kids, 2 dogs, which is very typical. I think the British family.
Typical British family. We all have 3 kids and 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Yeah, it's, we also have.
Or 2 dogs and 3 kids, or whatever.
That's right, and also they want to have some cars which has a large space, and also have a better fuel consumptions, and they all like the EV cars. They like the EV cars, but they have some anxiety of the range, and then they choose our Tiggo 9 Super Hybrid, which is we provide a more than 100 miles EV drive, and as well as we have the engine inside to recharge the cars always. So we provide the EV driving experience, and also they don't need to have any anxiety of the range.
Yeah, and that range anxiety is something, again, we used to talk about year after year after year at this conference. Is it reducing now with the longer ranges that all EVs can achieve, or lots of EVs do achieve? Is that, in the conversation that you have with potential customers, is that reducing now as a thing that people worry about, or not?
I think it depends on detailed demand from the detailed families. So if they treat the car as like a daily commute, I don't think they will have the anxiety of the range. But if they treat the car like the long distance travel from London to Birmingham daily, so that will be their.
Or if they're going out to the seaside with the 3 dogs and the 6 children, or whatever it was.
It depends.
So those sorts of people now are increasingly, you're saying, looking to your cars because presumably you are now providing a range that is something they're satisfied with.
Yeah, that's right. We provide all kinds of powertrain, so the different demands of the customers can select different cars from our company.
Right.
So yes.
Set us. We've only got a minute or so left. Set us out this then. Where do you think the company will be in the UK in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? What's the program? If things go well.
I think the cars in the UK, I really hope that the new car sales in the UK can keep growing year on year, and we are glad to see that in the past years the new car sales has increased, and it means so like us, the new manufacturers come to the UK. I think we're trying to bring the incremental sales to the market, not just competing with others.
Farrell Hsu, huge pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking part in this fireside conversation. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Thanks, Farrell.